An estimated 1 in 6 people in Britain live in social housing. And in the current economic climate, the waiting lists are growing every week.
For every person you make happy, there's probably going to be 3 or 4 times as many who are disappointed.
Britain's housing officers are on the front line.
Jeanette, can you let me in?
It's just like nothing like you've ever smelled before.
They deal with over 11 million tenants day in, day out.
I don't believe you, let him out.
Most are good tenants, but a few risk everything with their antisocial behaviour.
His tenancy is on a knife edge.
If they want to try taking it, they'll have to take it with me on it.
Eviction is the last thing that we want to do, and we've got to do it for the sake of the community.
Every week, there's a different set of problems.
Any further complaints come through, then you are at risk of losing your tenancy.
She wants to buy it, I'll buy it.
We've got an infestation of flies in your property, and that's probably being caused by the fact that the rubbish is, you know, festering in your kitchen and in your living room. Right, I'm going to take the chip pan, Mary. We'll double bag it.
Then it come down here and it pooed in the house.
I have got to issue you with a tenancy warning to control the chickens. It's a difficult one, but it needs sorting.
In Salford, Greater Manchester, City West Housing provide homes for almost 30,000 people. Most of their time is spent dealing with the 5% of tenants who cause problems for everyone else. And the #1 problem in social housing is noise nuisance.
You know it's you.
In this flat in Eccles, 55-year-old John is causing neighbours distress with his blast from music's past.
Shylights, stylistics, Gilbert Sullivan, he was a great inspiration for me. Even classical sometimes, I think I've got classical as well.
The complaints about noise, do you think that maybe your music is too loud sometimes?
Maybe sometimes a little bit louder, you know, but not overbearing or that. That is more or less it has, but you know, in the times, yes it has.
Living directly below John are Jess and her 18-month-old daughter Elizabeth.
The music's normally right above this room. She does get frightened when it's loud music. That's when she wakes up and she's really upset, and obviously it takes a while to calm her down. Neighbours actually have commented and said, like, if they'd have said, oh, a 20-year-old was living in here, they'd expect me to be the one that's like, oh, music blaring, everyone coming through my front door, dead noisy. But obviously it's not, I'm really quiet.
Jess moved in 6 months ago.
When I first moved in, the neighbour upstairs, John, he used to come in for a coffee and stuff like that, tried to introduce himself as like this person to go to for help, that he knew a lot about the area and seemed really nice. Bought Elizabeth a nice toy when she first moved in and stuff like that. A bit wary of him anyway, because of the way he is. He's very eccentric, very in your face. And then since then it's just been music every weekend on a Sunday when he goes out. He goes to church, comes back, and he just plays his music till 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. But if it's a week, during a weekday, he will just play it no matter what, whether it's Smooth FM or anything really. It's so loud. And the reason I decided that I am going to complain now and that I am actually going to get something done is I can't live with Elizabeth being up every night, 3 or 4 times a night. She needs a sleep.
John has been called into the office, and he's dressed up for the occasion. 27-year-old Cat Towl has been looking after John's block for 2 years. It's not the first time he's caused problems for his neighbours.
In 2005, a complaint related to intimidating behaviour. In 2006, a complaint about loud music, and in 2007, a secondary complaint about loud music. All of these cases have been different complainants, so it's not been the same complainant throughout, but none of the complainants have continued with the case. Since 2007, there hasn't been any complaints that are on our system until obviously we've dealt with Jess being a new tenant that's moved in there. John is a very eccentric character. He is very flamboyant and he is very well known on the estate. He comes into our office wearing crowns, pirate hats, lots of different styles of clothing that he chooses to wear. I think what I have to be aware of is he's making somebody feel particularly uncomfortable in their property, and regardless of who he is or how he dresses or how extreme he is, that's the issue that I need to deal with.
Cat works closely with the police community support team that patrol her estates. John is well known to them, so she's asked one of their officers to attend the interview.
John Aldred. Ask you to take a seat for me. Thanks, John. We are receiving complaints about noise from your property. The complaints are to do with music coming from your property and also with relation to your visitors.
As regards to music, I do have it on basically all night. I think the girl underneath, that is one of the complaints. Now and again, you know, a good one comes on, you can put it up a bit like, you know, but I wouldn't say it was excessively loud. So I think the only way to resolve it is on wear me cordless headphones and walk around.
If that's something that you are happy to do, do you see as a measure to prevent further complaints?
You know,
Another allegation is that visitors were up and down the communal areas, slamming doors, and this went on all night to your address. I can only put the allegations to you.
Fair enough, yeah, but
right.
You know,
so we'll continue to...
I strongly deny the allegations up to this point.
OK, that will be noted that you are denying the allegations.
Yes, maybe they are banging now and again, moving stuff, but not at unsociable hours.
What we're saying to you is that you need to be mindful that you are living in a communal block.
Yeah, I understand that, Kath, but you know, it's... Why are you making a beeline for me? Why am I being stigmatised with these people?
Because I've had several complaints that all come back to your address. OK.
Some weirdos about.
In this tower block in Ashton-Under-Lyne, east of Manchester, housing officer Lyndon Pugh looks after one flat that is a potential health hazard.
I've been in worse properties, so I've got quite a strong tolerance for smells and things, but I don't think there's any preparation that you can do, really. It's just go in and hope for the best, really, and hope that it's smelling OK, so...
Lyndon manages over 500 properties. Because of the serious issues at this flat, it's one of the few homes he has to visit almost every week.
How are you doing?
Can you come back there next week?
I need to come in and have a look. And I know...
I've been shifting them, you know.
Yeah.
Lyndon has worked with 68-year-old Mary for the past 3 years, and her problem with rubbish is an ongoing battle.
So you know you can take these bottles down to the recycle bins outside?
Yeah. 2 months ago, the waste started to pile up again, and Mary was asked to get her home clean.
I'm going to get a bin for in here anyway.
Yeah. So you're getting it all together, aren't you? I can see you doing that. Let me just have a look in your kitchen. Just while I'm here, your cooker...
Yeah, I'm having a new one.
Are you having a new one? Because I noticed you're going to be making some chips, aren't you?
Yeah.
It is a fire risk.
Yeah.
And if you use that, all that oil on there will ignite. Yeah. So maybe get some oven chips or something, just to be going on with.
If Mary doesn't follow Lyndon's suggestions, her flat could be a serious fire risk.
Right, I'm just going to test your smoke detector, Mary.
All right.
Make sure that's working. Right. The reason I'm just testing that, obviously with all this rubbish, and I know you smoke, in the event there's a fire, we need to make sure this detector will go off. I'm just going to check your bedroom if you don't mind. Oops, got a bag stuck to me. I'm aware there's quite a number of cigarette packets down here and tissues.
I'll shift them.
Yeah. Are you smoking in bed?
No.
I'm just saying if you're smoking in bed because you've got an ashtray there and you fall asleep, you've got all these tissues at the side, haven't you, which is an ignition source, so...
Yeah, I'll move it after.
Move all that, get it all bagged up. I'm pleased with what you've done, Mary. Obviously there's a lot of rubbish that, you know, you've got to get rid of.
Yeah.
I'll give you another week. Again, I'll come next Friday, yeah, just to make sure that things are progressing in terms of getting the rubbish removed.
Yeah, get them up on the...
Get them up on the floor.
Right.
All right, Mary.
Yeah.
See you next week, Mary.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to get a bin there. One for the kitchen, you know, and bins where you put bags in. When all this is cleared, you want to move the settee from here right to the middle so I can lie on it, watch it telly.
It's a lifestyle, just a lifestyle issue. It's something, some people live like that and they think that that's an acceptable way of living. However, in our tenancy conditions it states you must keep the property clean, tidy, free from rubbish. Mary's aware of that, but it's been going on for a number of years on and off.
I bet he's not been to any others in the flats that's untidy. And don't tell him I do have a smoke in the bedroom.
There will be a very small minority of cases where we have to go in, all guns blazing, and enforce a clear-up and a tidy-up of that property because it is too unsafe. But it is always difficult because ultimately I don't have somebody coming to my house and saying you need to tidy up, you need to clear up. So for us to go into someone else's house and tell them how we think they should be living is very difficult because, you know, there isn't a right way and a wrong way. There's just probably a safer way.
Are you happy with your friend to be here? Obviously, we're going to disclose complaints.
In Eccles, John has not responded well to Jess's complaints about him, and the situation has become more serious.
Can you tell me then what happened on Friday, at what time it started?
I've got it all written down.
Is it all in there?
It's all written down. It started at 7:30. Loud music, drum and guitar beats, very heavy bass. He woke the baby up at 20 to 12, and at 12:20 the music got even louder, and at 2:05 he was shouting outside. All that stuff, lies, all lies, sorry, excuse my French, fucking liar, why can't anyone tell the truth, making puking noises outside my door, shouting his dog, slamming the doors. He went upstairs, continued it, banging furniture around, shouting like loads of stuff, and that carried on till 20 to 3 in the morning.
Did you see him outside the door, or was it okay? Did you look through a spy hole?
I looked through the spy hole because I had to go and get her because she was screaming.
And was he alone?
He was with his dog, but that's about it.
What did you do? Did you feel unsafe at the property?
I just left.
You left. What time did you leave the property?
5:30 in the morning.
Okay, did anyone come to get you, or did you ring your dad? Your mum came to get you? Okay. With the information that you've put in here about his actions on Friday, I would be looking to speak to him about his behaviour and it being classed as intimidating behaviour. Are you happy for me to discuss that with him?
If it's going to improve, hopefully improve the situation, I'm willing to do anything that you ask me.
The housing association hold limited information on tenants, and they have no access to criminal records. Because of concerns about John's latest behaviour, Cat has been in touch with the police.
In order to deal with the case against John Aldred effectively, I've had to do a bit of digging. My role involves me being out in the community a lot of the time. Often we hear things that we don't have any concrete evidence for, but people quite often tell us snippets of information. The police have been able to confirm with me that there has been an assault that he's been a perpetrator of, and also conviction of witness intimidation. In the case with Jess, this is something that rings alarm bells for me.
John's latest behaviour is a breach of his tenancy, and today Cat has to issue him with an official warning.
On returning to your property on Friday, from 2 o'clock in the morning, you were in the communal areas shouting, "Lies, it's all lies, fucking lies, why can't anyone tell the truth?" You then began to make sounds of heaving noises and continue to shout about fucking lawyers and what have you done, what have you done, okay? At this point, I need to make you aware that you are being issued with a tenancy warning. Are you denying all of these allegations?
I can't remember, to be quite honest with you, I can't remember. I do remember now, you've jogged in my memory. But I didn't, I can't remember the words, but with what you have just said, it does sound something like I would say.
And do you agree, for other residents that live at Brindley Close, that would be quite alarming for somebody to engage in intimidating behaviour?
Oh, I think I've been the one that's been intimidated. They tried to set my dignity away, my pride. They stripped me. You know, what more can they do to me?
OK, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Cat hopes this warning will prevent any further incidents between Jess and John. If housing associations don't tackle neighbour disputes early on, they can quickly get out of hand.
I've dealt with cases where there's been violence, there's been threats of violence, there's been assaults, there's been threats to burn down properties, threats against people's lives. It's a small minority, but those tenants that do need to know that we're not going to stand for it and it will be dealt with.
Despite Cat's warning, less than a week later, John is still causing trouble for Jess.
It's 7 o'clock on Sunday night, and I got back about 6, and the music's been playing since then. Really loud, heavy bass. Obviously it's the time, it might not seem that late, but it's the time now that obviously we're getting Elizabeth settled for bed. So it's really not good at the moment. I need to get her in bed, and this is still playing. So it keeps going louder, quiet, so I don't know, it's just, let's hope it stops.
While John continues playing his music, there is no sign of his cordless headphones.
Also to Jessica, I play music. If it's ever too loud, just come and knock at my door and I'll turn it down.
But Jess is unlikely to come knocking with the fanciful ideas John has about her.
Now, every time I went out, she was always at the window. You know, I know what it was. Probably fancy me or something daft like that. It's happened before, you know what I mean? You know, I'm not blowing my own trumpet. She's not my frigging type anyway. But,
Are you an intimidating man, do you think?
Now, when you say intimidating, in what aspect or what way?
Do you think people would be frightened of complaining about you?
Frightened of complaining? For what? Complaining for what?
Like about the noise or...
In all honesty, I think the people that are complaining are blind.
Every year, 1 million people in Britain move house because of noisy neighbours. But it's not that easy for social housing tenants to up sticks and go, which is why noise nuisance remains their biggest complaint. In Duckenfield, east of Manchester, tenants on one estate are regularly disturbed by a pair of noisy neighbours. Housing officer Paul Spencer has been called in to smooth out any ruffled feathers.
I think there's 4 chickens and 2 cockerels, and it's the cockerels what have attacked a neighbour's dog. they're just not caged or anything and attacking dogs. I mean, what's next? Are they going to attack children? I mean, it's just completely unacceptable.
Mother of two, Jeanette, lives next door to the unruly birds.
It can start at 4 o'clock in the morning and it wakes me up and he won't come out. I have to shove him out. He's scared of him. He runs back in the house. My daughters are in the back bedroom and they hear it and it wakes them up.
I really want to go out on my trampoline sometimes, but if there's chickens in the garden, I won't go out because they're vicious. The cockerels are a pest.
Where do the chickens? Let's just have a look.
Just one. Sorry.
Oh.
Next door neighbour Graham has been rearing chickens for the last 12 months.
You can get a bit funny.
Yeah, he's just gone for me.
Has it? they are funny. They're funny creatures. Got some sleeping there and some sleeping here. In there.
Although it's not a breach against your tenancy for keeping livestock, when it starts causing antisocial behaviour, that's when it can be a problem.
I've got the 2 cockerels on a site within Facebook called Cockerel Trader to try and get rid of them. I've had no luck just yet, but I am trying to get rid of cockerels.
You can see my concerns when I see it now.
I understand it, but I've had no complaints up until just now.
It's just that when they start doing that, the dogs and stuff are barking as well, aren't they? I appreciate what you're saying is, if not many people have complained.
No, I don't have next door's dog barking. I don't have her dog barking next door. I've seen my cockerels and chickens in their garden with the dog. Not a problem.
Whether anybody's complained or not, I've seen that, and I just can't allow that to carry on where they're just roaming about the whole of the garden. And as you can hear, you can still hear the cockerel doing its little scream now. But I just found it really bizarre. This is a garden, it's not a farm. It's a difficult one, but it needs sorting.
In Ashton-Under-Lyne, it's 2 weeks since Lyndon last visited Mary. And he's back to see how the clear-up is going. Lyndon's biggest worry is Mary's kitchen and her chip pan.
Hello, Mary.
Hello.
Hey, I've come bearing gifts.
I've been tidying up outside in the bedroom.
Oh.
You've got to go in the kitchen.
Right. There is a big improvement.
No.
Look at that. I knew you could do it.
Yeah.
Got it all clean and clear. I can see you've cleared all the rubbish out of here now. You've banked it up and you've cleaned the work surfaces down. So that's good progress that you've done that. At the moment we've got a scheme where if tenants give us their chip pans, we'll give them a brand spanking new deep fat fryer. Right, I'm going to take the chip pan, Mary. That'll do. We'll double bag it. We'll pop that on there.
Lyndon has already seen just how far Mary can get with her cleaning. Not that long ago, the flat was almost unrecognisable.
This was back in May 2010. Now, you can see how clean the property is following Mary cleaning it herself. Kitchen's really tidy. You can see there all the surfaces are wiped down and have been cleaned. And then following that, the property deteriorated again. We were back to square one. My personal opinion of it is when we've been into the property, there's been a lot of bottles strewn on the floor, bottles of spirit, bottles of alcohol. So there could be underlying alcohol issues, and that could be one of the underlying causes of why she lets things get on top of her. "30
years ago, Mary had to deal with the loss of her only child.
He died in Lancaster Hospital, in the Lake District. John Paul, Called him after my Uncle John. I mean, it's the only one I had, you know, and he used to call me Dad, you know. 16 and a half when he got killed. Camping with school and skidded off the road, the minibus. On this Saturday night, I put my hair in roll, you know, for going out like Sunday with my dad. No. They banged down the front door. I said, there's somebody with police cars outside. Oh, they told there's been an accident. The minibus is skidded off the road near to brick wall. One thing I got about was his watch. Farmer sent it. Found it in the field. I wish he was still here. I don't think I've ever been right since he got killed in 1981. Then losing my dad, then losing my mum in a fire in Charleston.
In Eccles, Jess is dealing with yet another problem caused by John.
There's just water all in here as you come through, and all here by my door and through the ceiling at the top where there's already damp from the previous times it's happened. He'd noticed from his washer because I've had him down and he said, oh, I've just not plumbed it in. It's been quite a while since he's done it, but obviously he's chosen to do it today and it's a mess. I just think it's his way of showing it. He just does not care. He knows this happens. I've spoken to him on numerous occasions. He knows this happens, but he just doesn't care. He doesn't care what damage he's doing.
2 weeks later, tensions reach breaking point. After a confrontation with John last night, Jess and her mum have asked for a meeting with Cat and neighbourhood manager Lee.
Okay, and what was his manner like during this?
Just trying to make himself seem really big, standing with his arms out with this stick in his hands. It was threatening, it was making himself seem big in front of me. And he was laughing and he was just so sinister. He put his stick in front of the doorway so we couldn't get in anyway.
When you were both outside, he'd blocked the doorway with his stick so you couldn't get back in during this conversation. So he was between you and the door for you to get back
I couldn't get away from the confrontation anyway. To be honest, I think he actually did want me to lose my temper, but unfortunately, I did. And I shouted at him and I was like, go on, I'm right here, John, I'm right here. Go on, if you want to do something, do it. To which he stood there, arms up, with his stupid stick in his hand, saying to me, just watch this place, just watch this space. So I said to him, I'm not frightened of you, John. I'm not like the last lot of neighbours, and I'm not frightened of you, and I'm going nowhere. To which he turned around and said that I will be, and to watch this space.
She's 20. She's still my little girl. And you're supposed to provide with adequate housing. This is not adequate housing for her or my granddaughter.
Yeah. Before I moved in there was a court case that I wasn't even aware of. A court case with John.
For data protection reasons, we wouldn't disclose everybody's criminal record to people that are moving into a tenancy.
Nobody gets that.
What we would do...
Don't list it as a family property because it's clearly not.
Is there somewhere safe you can stay?
Oh, I'm going home with my mum.
Like every weekend.
Like every weekend, I'm going home.
With one tenancy caution already, John is immediately summoned for a meeting with Cat and antisocial behaviour officer Jill Fenlon.
Did you make a threat to her that she would be fearful of you?
No.
And what do you mean by watch this space? What did you intend for her to take from that?
Oh, she's making threats. I didn't make no allegation, no threat. I just said, watch this space. That's all I said.
Right. Conversation continued to the communal doors where both of you were outside of the front of Brunley Close.
No.
At this stage, you blocked the access back into the communal door using the long white stick that you often carry so that you could continue the conversation with her.
I did hold the door open with my stick at the time. I was carrying it. It's not white. It's made out of willow, and it's painted in different colours.
She said to you, I am not frightened like the people that lived here before were. To which you said, you will be.
I may have done. I can't just recollect it. If it's something that, you know, she wants to fight, I'll fight.
At this point, we are going to be issuing you with a final warning, OK? And what it means is that if any further complaints come through, then you are at risk of losing your tenancy, and we will be taking the case further and going to court.
Despite improvements in the condition of Mary's flat, Lyndon is still keeping her under close supervision.
Good afternoon, Mary. It's Lyndon. How are you doing?
Alright, we're still in that.
Oh.
Still in a bit of a mess.
You've been in a bit of a mess?
I've been in bed for about night with flu.
Oh, you're not been too good?
No.
Alright. You cleaned the kitchen last time, didn't you, Mary?
Yeah, what's doing again?
Right. Yeah, it's... So things been getting on top of you at the moment? Yeah, with your health? Yeah. You know, you made progress in getting the kitchen cleared, but we're now going back to a stage where you're not able to, you know, to keep on top of things. What waste is in your property is classed as hazardous waste. We've got an infestation of flies in your property, and that's probably being caused by the fact that the rubbish is, you know, festering in your kitchen and in your living room. It is an environmental health hazard to you and to your neighbours, and we need to get this resolved. So I'll come and see you next week, and in the meantime, if you can start clearing your kitchen again.
Yeah.
All right, you take care of yourself, and I'll see you next week, Mary.
All right.
All right.
There's a bin under the where it goes down the chute. The first one before it left. Lazy, not taking them.
The majority of our tenants won't need to see us from year to year, but there are a small number of tenants that we need to provide more intensive support to. You're never going to be able to resolve their issues fully. We don't have a magic wand, and we have to accept that some people are always going to need a higher level of help and support, and we have to then factor that into our workload. So we know that we can't leave them more than 4 weeks before they're going to need a visit, just to make sure that they're keeping on top of the house, they're not going back to their old ways, and that's going to be for the life of that tenancy.
Well, they might attack you. Has your dad got a box for him, or is he just going, yeah?
In Duckenfield, Graham has managed to find a new owner for one of his cockerels. But the other bird has made itself at home elsewhere.
It come in here, stood here, and then it come down here, and it stood here, and it pooed in the house, and it went on my bathroom, and it sat on the toilet for ages. It went here, jumped on my telly. I had to ring my dad to get it out of the house.
She's scared of him, so I had to come round and basically get in and get rid of it, because I'm used to him, like, but it shouldn't have been in her house in the first place. We're going in the garden, you know, they just, as you can see, they're just wandering around doing what they want, and something needs to be done.
With the cockerel going in the house, I have got to issue you with a tenancy warning to control the chickens.
Okay.
And then, obviously, if it was still carrying on, then we'd obviously have to refer it to our legal section. Part of your terms of your tenancy, it mentions animals. So if them animals, whatever it is causing a nuisance, then
like
obviously...
a barking dog all day?
Yeah, or a cockerel doing its...
Once or twice a day?
Well, I've heard it several more times than that.
Because people are about. I've heard a dog barking its head off all day long. But that's all right then, that. That's okay, that. Is that okay, that?
No, right, what I'm trying to say to you is...
No, but I'm asking you a question like you've been asking me.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say to you, though, is like... she's worried about when chickens come flying over the fence, stuff like that.
Well, I've been in there and they've not come. The chickens don't hurt you, it was just the cockerel. It's not the chickens, them chickens. All they're doing at the moment is looking for somewhere to lay eggs.
Yeah, but my concern there is there's 2 chickens clearly in somebody else's garden now.
And you walk up to them, they'll walk away.
Paul is taking matters into his own hands.
Hi, is that Alison? It's Paul Spencer here from New Charter Housing. 01925. Yeah? They've just given me a telephone number of lucky hens.
To prevent any further unwanted cockerel visits...
You still there?
He's trying to find a home for the remaining bird.
Hello? It's not in your job description or anything like that. But if that's what it takes to resolve it, then that's what we do. So I was wondering if you could assist in any way. So you've got 6 cockerels. So if she's full, said any more and they'd be fighting. You just don't expect it to be this difficult, you know, to get a bird rehomed. Obviously it must be more of a widespread problem than what we realise.
For the past 3 months, Lyndon has been working intensively with Mary to try and motivate her to get her flat clean. It's been a slow process.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
We've just been up to it, didn't we?
You've cleared the flies up off the windowsill,
yeah.
which is great. Let me just have a look in your kitchen. Your kitchen's pretty tidy. You've kept on top of that, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've kept it tidy and clean, so I'm very pleased with that. Your bathroom's fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Over the past few months, you know, you have made very good progress. Yeah. You've got rid of all your rubbish. You've bagged the rest of it up, and there's just a few odd jobs you need to do. But I'm quite happy with the progress you've made. All right, Mary. Thanks a lot.
All right.
I'll see you again.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
With definite signs of improvement, the challenge now is for Lyndon to stop Mary falling off the cleaning wagon. So he's come up with a plan.
We've had this idea that we could look at decorating one of the rooms in Mary's property. I think this will give Mary a fresh start, really. Once she sees what can be achieved in one room, that might empower her to then do other rooms in a property.
Choo-choo's just going away. He's getting ready to go, isn't he? He's getting himself ready, like you put your shoes on.
After the intimidating behaviour from John last week, the Housing Association have taken the unusual decision to move Jess to another estate.
It's just absolutely strange behaviour. It's come to the point where he goes or I go. It's unsafe for us both to be here. It's unsafe for me to be here with her if he doesn't go. I'm in the back. I can't risk it getting to that stage where someone's going to get hurt. I'm going to put Choo-Choo away just for a little bit.
It's very rare that we would remove a complainant in an ASB case. What we would rather do is tackle the problem and deal with the perpetrator. As much as it would benefit us to have a complainant stay where they are in a case, providing us with evidence, we understand that that isn't always right for a complainant. And in some cases, we feel it necessary for somebody to be moved out of a situation which could endanger their or their family's safety.
Feels really daft. Being driven out by someone. Feel really weak and daft, but and hopefully end of one chapter off, start of a new one.
Jess has left the building because she's scared of you, isn't she?
She's scared of me for that. She's got to be scared of. All I did was try and help her. Can't be fairer than that, can you? You know, I help all the neighbours. I can do anyone. If you ask for help and I can do it, I'll do it. So I don't know what her problem was with me. Well, I do. I've got an idea, but, you know, I lost my game.
think that he's realising now the seriousness and that we're not taking what he's saying at face value, that we are looking a lot further into it and that will have serious consequences. I'm in no doubt that further action will be taken against him and against his tenancy with City West.
Paul's plea to local cockerel lovers has paid off. He's found someone willing to take Graham's remaining bird. Today, he's giving it a lift to its new home.
If he wants me to do it, then maybe I will, maybe I won't. It just depends what kind of mood the cockerel's in. It might be fun to watch Paul try and catch him.
You alright?
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's big enough.
You're hoping he's going to walk in and all, aren't you?
Yeah, which is that little one there, isn't it?
That one there with the green tail, yeah.
Go on, in you go. It's not going to have that, is it? Can't just grab hold of it, can you? Oh, please go in.
Don't believe it, let him out.
Well, sorry about that.
You grab him from behind him, John, you're going to get his attention. Just grab his tail, will you?
Won't the tail come off, though?
No.
Right, let's get this sorted. Should be alright in there now, won't we? See you again.
Thanks, see ya. He's gone to a better place, more girls. He'll be happy.
It's taken 7 months of supervision, but Mary finally has a living room free of rubbish and ready for a facelift.
So these two gentlemen here are going to be decorating your living room over the next few days.
Yeah.
So are you happy about that? Yeah.
2.
2.
And 2.
Thank you very much. Can't go wrong.
We're doing the walls magnolia and the ceiling's going to be white. So nice, neutral, light colours.
Yeah. Jumping.
How are you doing?
Alright. Yeah.
Have they done now?
Yeah, finished.
Oh,
yeah.
let's have a look. Do you like it?
Yeah.
You've done a really, really good job.
Yeah.
It's like a new room now, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I'll come back in a few weeks to see how you've progressed. And it'll be like a palace, won't it? It'll be like the Queen.
Sit there with a crown on.
Yeah.
Hearing from John Barnes and Stan Collymore, Clark Carlisle reflects on a gang rocked by recent allegations. And here's some home truths. Is football racist? Follows next.